Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Adverse Fit Rep, and I am playing Witcher 3 Wild Hunt Deathmarch playthrough. Getting ready to complete the Swamp Thing Witcher contract. I just completed the initial werewolf secondary quest, where you end up either killing or letting Neelan go. I ended up killing Neelan. I wanted to record that one, but I'm still getting used to the recording software here on PS4, and I wasn't able to capture that. But I was able to capture a pretty good playthrough of the Swamp Thing contract, which I'm going to show you guys here. Currently level 11. This is a level 12 quest, and it's against it's going to be against a foglet, and they can be pretty tough early on in the game, especially on Deathmarch. So he ends up giving me a pretty good fight. A little bit harder than that level 20 Leshen I fought in the last video, just because he is much faster than the Leshens are. So I'm on my way here. Skip ahead a little bit to some roach shenanigans. I guess if I had one big gripe about this game, it would be the horse controls. And it doesn't seem like there's any way to turn off that the autopilot on the horse, which can be frustrating. You have to either let the horse control where you go or try and fight it, which leads to you taking some wonky turns into trees and rocks like you see here. I'm kind of all over the place, but just kind of heading through. Making my way over to the contract. Got a little bit of ways to go. I've thought about doing a let's play for this, but it's going to be a little bit easier. Well, the way I play this game, I don't do a lot of fast travel and whatnot, so a lot of a let's play would be kind of what you're seeing here. A lot of riding around. I'm gonna cut a lot of this stuff out. So I'm thinking I'm just going to be kind of doing small tutorials or uploading anything that's kind of cool that I come across as I go through. And maybe as time goes on, I might try and do a live stream on Twitch at some point, or one of the other live streaming services. I'm going to come up here to this town. I'm going to skip ahead a little bit. I basically just sell a few things and repair my equipment and improve my armor and my swords to get ready for this fight. I'm going to continue on through, heading down to the swamp area near Crookback Bog, where I'm going to fight this guy. And unfortunately, I stumbled upon the area earlier on in the game, so I missed out on the opportunity to negotiate with the contract issuer over how many crowns I would be receiving, so kind of going to a rock there. But I do actually stumble up upon some bandits coming up the road. One of the things I love about this game is just kind of the random encounters you have while you're on. This is one of the reasons why I don't fast travel while I play this game, is you never really know what you're going to come across when you're out in the world. It was very, very odd. It was one of the yellow exclamation point quest markers that popped up, and I figured I'd have a dialogue option with these guys, but they just kind of attack me, and then I get horribly sabotaged by Roach here as he cuts me off, and I try to dodge out of the way. Instead, I mount him, I hop back down, I try and go left, and he cuts me off again. And I take a pretty good amount of damage against these level 3 bandits, and I'm just trying to recover and get some space. I finally get them all in front of me, and it's pretty much game over for them. Just taking them down one at a time here. Keep them in front of me here, which is always a good tactic when you're fighting against a large group here. I kind of get between them, get one guy left here, and he's done. Pretty good combat there, if it wasn't for Roach cutting me off twice, which was pretty frustrating as I was playing it, but luckily they were pretty low level bandits, so they weren't able to hurt me too bad. If they were about my level, I'm pretty sure I might have died during that fight, since Roach decided to cut me off there twice in a row, which is very Roach-like to do. And coming up here, I'm gonna kind of just bail out on Roach and just go on foot because I'm fed up with him at this point. We're starting to come up onto the contract area, so... And yeah, that was it right there. I was letting Roach do the autopilot thing, and instead of crossing the bridge, he tried to go straight and do the river there and over the waterfall. So I decided right there that I had enough of his shenanigans. It's time to move on foot. Coming up here, we're getting close anyway, so... And I'm gonna go ahead and pull up my make sure I'm ready for this battle here. I'll first go over my character. Some of the perks I've got, these tend to work pretty well early on in the game. You're not going to be really heavy on the signs, but basically attack power and fleet footed is really important to not take damage while you dodge. And a lot of the early alchemy builds, early alchemy perks that I'm taking. Which one is this one here? Frenzy. This one is something I'm trying out new that I haven't really tried before. It's supposed to slow down time when the enemy is performing a counterattack. I haven't really decided if I like it or not. It doesn't really seem to give you too much of an advantage, but there's going to be some examples of it coming up against this fight against the Foglet. But it doesn't really... It's supposed to give you time to either get an attack or to dodge the enemy counterattack, but I haven't quite mastered it yet, so I may end up not taking those perks when I end up respecking my character later on in the game. Go ahead and... I always forget if a Foglet is a necrophage or not. And it sure enough is, but I always have to check. Get the necrophage oil. I do not have any moon dust, so that definitely hurts, because they tend to avoid Yrden whenever you cast the circle. They tend to try and stay out of it. So I'll give them that. They're pretty smart. Really, moon dust is the most effective way to keep them from transforming. Go ahead and skip ahead. Run into a group of drowners here on my way through the swamp. They're relatively low level. I'm able to two-shot most of them here. Quick attack and a power attack, and take them down. And then these two guys, I'm not really sure what they were doing. They kind of bugged out. They refused to attack me, so two-shotted that guy. And this one, I don't really know. He finally decides to attack me. Dodges my strong attack. Then I get the rare parry counter on a drowner, which takes pretty good timing to do. I think most of us got lucky there. Finally, up here on the quest area, you're gonna dispel that illusion to reveal the Foglet tracks. And you're going to follow these Foglet tracks through the swamp here.
Guess a few individuals feed
here. And you're going to eventually come across another illusion.
Tracks masked with magic.
That's going to lead you into a cave.
Interesting.
And I'm going to continue on a little further to the southwest here. After I collect all the loot dropped by the drowners here, so I can have those crafting supplies and alchemy supplies later on in the game. This is a fresh playthrough on Deathmarch, so definitely need to collect as much as I can early on in the game, so that when I get the opportunity to craft new gear and new potions, especially since we're doing an alchemy build here, I'll have the equipment and the supplies to do it, and I won't have to be buying a bunch of ingredients and crafting supplies from merchants, and I'll have that extra coin left over for other things.
Behind an illusion.
Go ahead and loot all this, get some ore. I'm just trying to take everything I can, anything that I can use to make armor. I got the Griffin armor right now, but I'm eventually going to be transferring over to the Bear School armor, the Ursine, or Ursine, I don't know how you pronounce it, but I will be going heavy armor build this time around once I get to Skellige and I start doing those treasure hunts. Get myself a little bit turned around up here, looking for this cave. It's down here on the outer edge of the little search area. You'll see it glowing. Big old rock here, you're going to have to spell the illusion.
Now in his eye.
And you're going to fight an initial foglet once you get inside the cave. And then once you continue on through, you'll trigger a cutscene and you will fight the actual foglet. So here comes just the general foglet. I'm going to save real quick, because I don't know how these fights are going to go down. Foglets are always tough. Get a relatively low level foglet, so I know that's not the one that I'm looking for. But still, gotta be careful because he's quick. And he can duplicate himself and disappear and just be an overall pain in the butt to fight. I try and drop Yrden and not really having much of an effect. He's staying out of the circle. Pretty smart on his part for the AI, not wanting to come in. Eventually I get fed up, advance forward a little bit, trying to force him into the circle, but he's just refusing to come in here. Just kind of waiting him out a little bit. I got a good string of hits in, and he's done. Okay,
Bastards are strong. Must be the fog.
Take his loot. Continue on down here in the next section of the cave. I'm going to go ahead and re-oil my silver sword with the necrophage oil. It's the base level necrophage oil, so I'm only going to get a 10% boost, but it's better than nothing. Skip ahead here a little bit now that I've saved, and here it comes. And he is being level 11 and him being a level 12 makes it pretty tough. The foglets are generally pretty tough, even if you are a few levels over them, just on the fact that they are very quick and they can hit you multiple times before you can really have a chance to react, and they can stagger you, which makes them pretty tough to fight. Alrighty, so here we go. Immediately he disappears and duplicates himself. And I get Thunderbolt and Tawny Owl going, just try and do as much damage as I can and keep my stamina up so I can drop Quinn as often as I can. As you can see, he does a whole heck of a lot of damage to me. He could pretty much 2 or 3 shot me and I'll be dead, so I gotta really be careful here. He's got me there. I'm able to get some good shots. There was that example of that slowdown on Frenzy. There's going to be a couple more shots where I get that slowdown here, but he managed to get a hit on me both times, so I'm still trying to get used to trying to use that to my advantage. But he's just too quick for me to dodge him even with the slowdown. Managing to get some good damage on him with the oil and with the Griffin Silver Sword. So I just gotta kind of be careful to not get hit too many times in a row and take good shots when I can. And right there he got me. Luckily I had the shield up, or I think I probably would have died. He starts really giving me a run for my money here. He's low on health and he starts really going on the defensive. He disappears here for a minute, and I'm just trying to stay with my guard up in case he gets a hit on me. Make sure I have an active shield going, and just kind of hope that he makes a mistake or reveals himself long enough for me to get about 2 or 3 fast attacks in on him. There we go, and I get him down pretty much dead, but he knocked my shield down, so I wanted to back away and cast Quinn again so I could make sure I was safe. Didn't want to get too greedy. And there we go. Got him. Alright, so now that he is dead, and go ahead and loot his corpse here, get the trophy and the mutagen. The mutagen, the monster-specific mutagens are going to be really important later on as I start to make the decoctions. There's some really good, a lot of the vampire decoctions, and the troll decoction is really powerful later on. But you really need to use some of the alchemy perks to really utilize those so you can heighten your toxicity, increase your overdose threshold, so that way you can use the decoctions on top of your base potions at the same time. Stumble upon a chest here, get the enhanced dancing star manuscript, get a few more swords, exploding bolts, and then I find the superior Ursine silver sword, which will come in handy later on when I start to craft the heavy armor and the bear skull sword set. And I'm gonna head back over there to the contract issuer, who's relatively close by. Go ahead and eat some food in case anything else pops up. I have some vitality pretty high up. And he should be coming up here. And like I said earlier, unfortunately I wasn't able to get to talk to this guy before I found the area that the foglet was in, and I wasn't able to negotiate a price with this guy, but he's down here in Crookback Bog, just kind of working on this hut, or whatever it is here, his little cabin. Not really sure what he's doing out here all by himself, but...
Monster's dead. Fog's dispersed.
Yeah, the monster's dead, buddy. And he's enthusiastically gives me the coin. 136. Probably could have brought that up a little bit, which would have been nice, but regardless, the quest is over. I hope you enjoyed the walkthrough, and I will be uploading more Witcher 3 walkthrough videos, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching.